Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, guys, we kind of covered the 2017 Economist cover last year. Well, I guess earlier on this year, and we forecasted certain things that would maybe perhaps happen and were on the cards, as it were. They were tarot cards, and that seemed to be the theme. At any rate, certainly a lot of things that have unfolded since, pretty much in line with what seemed to be on the agenda for 2017. Now, interesting enough, the Economist cover has always played a huge part in almost forecasting what is on the cards and what's to come, and it seems like this cover is doing no different. So we'll very quickly scan through this, and I'll archive it, and let's see what happens. At any rate, it seems like the climate chaos and geoengineering perhaps is what's been alluded to here. The cat, the pink cat with the bow tie, I think refers to the MK Ultra mind programming with the female celebrities. Over here, it seems like Hollywood again. You've got right now, and I guess there seems to be this engineered cleanup that's going on with regards to paedophilia, and you've got, which is interesting because you've got a child pretty much next to it, but then again, this could refer to Planned Parenthood and abortions, which is the killing of children. Um, um, Again, you've got the Statue of Liberty, so maybe New York seems to be central somewhere. Like I said, I'm pretty much expecting the false flag of all false flags to happen in New York again. Donald Trump certainly is going to be in the center stage in all of this. I have no idea what that's alluding to. Maybe perhaps the average citizen, but wallahu alam. You've got Europe being signified here, and then one star falling off. That again is the Brexit, I guess, and that star would refer to England, the UK. Okay, pensioners seem to be on the cards. I'm not sure whether the pension is going to be swindled, and this is going to be an engineered event for us to basically make a fuss about in 2018. I'm not sure what this individual is. Again, it could very much represent a nuclear fallout and a green individual due to radiation, wallahu alam. You've got this, which is interesting, a chart. Again, it seems like it's referring to the economy. And then you've got this beetle type of car. Again, I think that seems to refer to Germany. Okay, we've got a rocket, so that I think alludes towards North Korea or a nuclear armed warhead, a rocket. A pendulum, I'm not quite sure what that is referring to. We've got Russia, so Russia seems to be again on the cards, or maybe perhaps the Kremlin. Again, something may perhaps happen there. Again, it could be a false flag. Okay, mosquitoes. We saw this on the 2017 cover as well, which seemed to indicate and allude towards death. It was on the death card, and we're seeing that. I mean, for those of you who have been paying attention, you will have noticed that there's a huge fallout, a breakout, and it's not stopping. It seems to be their almost guinea pig population, Africa, where there's all sorts of diseases, pandemics that are being experimented on, from the Zika virus to the dengue virus to right now. Interesting enough, you've got the Black Death, the plague, which was from the 1300s in London. Apparently, it killed 5 million people. Again, if you read your history, you'll find out that the Black Plague apparently was manufactured through witchcraft. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, but don't forget, witchcraft is a form of science. And and we've got them experimenting right now, and there's this whole population control agenda that they've got on the cards, and we've discussed at length how they may want to make certain diseases airborne using mosquitoes. Anyway, there's a huge issue with the Black Plague. I certainly recommend you guys research that a little bit more. It's happening in Africa at the moment, and it seems to be spreading throughout 9 other territories there. South Africa seems to be one on alert. Okay, you've got these tanks, the military tanks. Again, I guess this alludes towards war. Um, and then you've got the crown. Certainly, I think that alludes to the monarchy in the UK. You've got what I think looks like a meteorite, at least some sort of space event, right? And we've certainly been discussing Najm Thaqib and its system, so I'm not sure what this particular uh, icon is alluding to, but it's one or the other. It's a meteorite or one of the celestial bodies of this system, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Okay, you've got Wi-Fi here. This is interesting. I'm not sure whether that's, it's, I guess, the internet, right? That would be perhaps on the agenda. Okay, you've got the North Korean leader here being depicted in an icon, certainly who plays a central role and continue to. You've got the purse, again, I think this is referring to the economy, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Fossil fuels, and the I guess uh, industries, right? In terms of manufacturing and stuff. Wallahu alam. I'm not sure why that, but who knows? Maybe alluding towards the states. You've got mountains, volcanic eruptions. Wallahu alam. And then you've got a camel, so I think there's an allusion towards the Middle East. You've got a nuclear explosion, right? And China over here. So again, we've got this individual who's going to be playing a central role. India, again, and now you've got another, well, I guess another iconic landmark, which is the Big Ben, maybe another false flag, right? You've got okay, so this seems to allude towards someone intercepting calls and listening in, privacy perhaps. You've got the thistle. The thistle represents, at least in the occult, it represents the third eye, the spiritual religion that I've referred to and alluded towards. Dajjal Landulale's false spiritual religion, which is at the center of Freemasonry, Buddhism, Hinduism, with the chakras. You've got the tree of life in Judaism, and so forth. And this seems to be like a religion that's been kind of promoted through the United Nations as well. Tour de France, perhaps. I'm not sure what this represents. A cycle. Again, you've got jets, so this is again alluding towards war, perhaps. You've got Merkel, so again she'll be playing a central role. Maybe perhaps the music industry, some sort of like um, controversy surrounding that. Coffee, maybe Colombia. I don't know whether that's alluding to what that's alluding towards. Perhaps Colombia. I'm not quite sure. Okay, this is the influx, and we're seeing this, and this was kind of discussed and explored on the 2017 cover as well, and we've seen a lot of that with the influx of these migrants into Europe and destabilizing Europe, which we've, I guess, seen a lot of in the news. So it's interesting that it should still continue to play a part, and I guess it would. Voting, the electorate, again, that seems to be something that there's going to be a controversy around. This, I'm not sure. I mean, again, you've got the pillars of Jachin and Boaz and Masonry, and or maybe perhaps, yeah, I think it probably is alluding towards that simply because it's got a phallic symbol next to it as well, which is the Eiffel Tower. Again, it's another popular landmark, so let's just see what that's alluding towards. Okay, you've got Putin, certainly he's going to continue playing quite a central role. And then you've got a bridge. I'm not sure whether that's a Brooklyn bridge, bridge in California. Again, another false flag, perhaps somewhere there. Artificial intelligence continue to playing a role. Okay, you've got these kind of vigilante clown face. There was a movie that was released called It. There was a huge um, um, well, not well. The controversy around this was people going around in masks, scaring people, and it's just uh, I don't know what to make of it. Now you've got the system, the solar system. Okay, again, maybe some discovery. They've been looking for extraterrestrial life. I'm not necessarily saying that it's a psyop, right? They just want us to become accustomed to the possibility, just so that they can stage this false extraterrestrial contact that they seem to have on the cards soon. So again, maybe perhaps more of that narrative being explored in 2018. Africa, we've just spoken of in terms of the population control that's going on over there. North Korea certainly are going to be in the center of things. You've got the three great religions: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Again, I think that this is alluding towards a war, and it's in red as well, blood. So I think it's alluding towards war in the Middle East, which is uh, being kind of ratcheted up right now as we speak, with the collusion of the new kid on the block, Prince Mohammed Salman, and then Netanyahu, and their kind of uh, well, they seem to be working together quite closely, and Jared Kushner is playing a central role with Trump as well. So it seems they may be we're going to instigate a war through Lebanon, and then draw Iran into it that way, so that they can justify attacking Iran. I'm not sure, Wallahu alam. I'm not sure what these books represent. DNA, we're seeing a lot of this, and we've discussed it, that there's a huge issue where they're tinkering with our DNA and using technologies such as CRISPR, CRISP, and again, it's man playing God, and that's certainly a very disconcerting. Um, I'm not sure if that alludes towards football or the Olympics. You've got a mobile phone with an encryption sign, so again, I think that refers to privacy. Okay, this is interesting, and it seems to be representing the Vesica Pisces, which is Christianity. This is what the fish in the occult symbolism represents, and that's probably what it's alluding towards. You've got Macron, an icon of him. Again, I guess he'll be playing this role throughout. I'm not sure what this umbrella represents. You've got oil, again, seems to be, I guess there'll be fluctuations with regards to this, and some sort of market with OPEC, and some sort of problems in terms of the pricing. The Vatican seems to be central over here in 2018, playing some central role. Okay, space again, which is kind of central to our channel. I understand that this system is merged with our solar system, and again, there's also this whole agenda behind extraterrestrial life, and it seems to be taking more and more momentum. Sadly, we're very, very, very oblivious to that. Japan, I'm concerned about a nuclear explosion happening there. We've discussed and explored how perhaps the clock tower is going to be where they're going to pull this false flag off and blame it on Korea. I'm not sure what this skiing represents. This I have no idea what that icon is. Um, okay, petrol, maybe fuel. I'm not sure what it is really, to be honest with you, because it seems to have a socket, so it's not. No, it's not. It's I'm not. I have no idea what that is. The UK. Okay, that's interesting. Um, Now, gold is a color that signifies the divine as well. So that's something to look at, right? Because there seems to be an interesting pattern merging. Maybe perhaps that's what it represents, right? Again, we've discussed on the 2017 Economist cover how this individual um, was sat on top of the globe and it representing his kind of ascension, right? And the kind of divinity they believe in when an individual reaches um, the 33rd vertebrae and is initiated through the mystery occult kind of beliefs. I think that kind of represents some sort of like success for it as well. Um, so that's interesting. But this is what I see. What we can make out so far seems to be central towards 2018. Let's just see how 2018 pans out and what may be perhaps on the agenda and what really does unfold. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Again, Jazakallah khair wa ahsanu jazaa for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa